If you have not signed up for this groundbreaking webinar, you still have an opportunity to sign up. Watch for updates and check the community tab on YouTube and check the posts and stories on TikTok at thomas.legacy5 for registration requirements. Tune in now for the sneak peek of the Supreme Elite team. Troy, before I continue, is any part of the letter that you sent and all that, does that have to do even a morsel of what we go over in class?
Absolutely. It's got all of the core principles that you've taught. I attacked them in their private capacity as a private phone thing. And I followed it through, and I showed them the amount that where my loan package is in, and that it was 180 something million. I showed them that I put some bullet points together, showing them how it was not when it went through that it violated all principles according to and that it was after the point that I signed the contract. Okay. And so they violated the contract and not having. I did it all. Yes. The main elements that we go over in class night in and night out. Troy, what do you think about this? Let me ask your opinion about making credit acceptance by that whistleblower complaint back from me. I absolutely would do it after reading your paperwork and all of that stuff and having discussions with you. Man, you've got them fish over a barrel. That'll be easier than hunting ducks in a barrel. He's a duck in a barrel. And the thing about it is that I want to tell the class and whoever that's listening is that if you pay attention to the things that he teaches in this class and start taking notes, do your homework. You know, he can only lead a horse to water, but he can't make it drink. You have to drink yourself. Okay. And I've missed I've come down, I missed 85% of the classes and stuff, but I had the core things and the core principles down, and I read whatever he put out there. I throw it on my iPad and just start scrolling and reading. And sorry, I ain't lead you around the wrong path yet, have I? No, not at all. And not only that, but I checked out with my securities attorney buddy, and he went over your brief, and he said, man, that's rock solid. He said, I could have done a better job myself. According to your conversation with your friend, the attorney, what we go over in group is right in line with the legal standards and the professionalism of how it has to look and what you need to know when you attack these people. The words that he used was, you're going about it standard operating procedures. But is it worth it? In wonder when what truly matters to me. I know for sure it's not a generate a script that aligns with my substance form. Recharacterization. IRS notice. 97-21. Revenue ruling 2003-7. Regarding securitization transactions used in financing that don't qualify as sales under ASC 860, and how use, the so-called borrower, have a claim to restitution, set off under ASC 210, recharacterization under ASC 860, and federal court precedents. Gene Schroeder provided the key testimony in the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy, which highlighted the true essence of finance. Transactions that covered years of deceptions, hidden interest rates and fees, buried deep into the principal balance of finance contracts. Understanding the fair value of the assets transferred, which consist of our finance contracts,
will help you understand that investors are paying pennies on a dollar for contracts that you have to pay back at the stated redemption price at maturity. This webinar will inform you that the fair value recharacterized under IRS Notice 97-21 and Revenue Ruling 2003-7 of the amount of the price it cost to transfer the contract's assets are actually the amounts you have to really pay. Furthermore, you will understand the cash collateral and how that affects our set-off rights under ASC 2110 and why you have already paid off the principal amounts using the fair value method. There is so much to unpack, and it will be impossible to cover every single aspect of this complex finance system. But this webinar will lay the groundwork for your proper understanding, as understanding is 98% of the remedy. Lamont has brought this comprehensive webinar to you that is backed by professionals and approved by the system who set the rules. Enjoy the webinar, and remember, fact-checking, research, investigation will have to be a part of your journey as you navigate through the webs of deceit, mischaracterization, and lack of pertinent disclosures that you were entitled to as the Securities lender and capital contributor. Let's keep pushing.
You're rocking with the best. You're rocking with the best.
YouTube. Sup? Got TikTok over here. We are about 2 hours away from day one of the webinar. A few links have been sent out already. You do not have to tune in to about 7:15-ish. Links have been sent out already, but you don't have to tune in to 7:15. Links have been sent out already, but you don't have to tune in to 7:15-ish. I'm anticipating the usual suspects in there. I'm not anticipating a whole lot of people, nor do I want a whole lot of people, because one thing that I understand is that this is a 1% system. I like this background better. This is a 1% system. And everybody's not ready. See, we all think we're ready because when we look at mortgages and auto finance, whatever the landscape is, we've all been sold that this is something that it's like a Christmas list. It's like a wish list. It's like something you want. It's never really no actual deep dive, true investigative research. It's just a wish list. It's just something to have for most people. And most people look at this as an opportunity to leverage the situation. Hey, I don't have to use my hard-earned money anymore to pay a bill. Hey, sign me up. Or if you're already in a vulnerable situation where it's hard for you to pay your bills or you're struggling to do them, it's even more of a benefit. That's the mindset right there I'm trying to change. We have got to get out of this poverty mindset. We have got to get out of this poverty mindset. We have got to get out of this poverty mindset. I could care less of what any teacher, guru is saying. Hell, don't even matter what I say. The rules are set, not the rules we think apply, the rules that are actually recognized, not the rules that someone on social media said do, the rules that are recognized by the courts. As you can see, once again, I don't got to tell you what you want to hear. Want to know why? Because I'm going to be good regardless. I'm going to be good regardless. I was good before I came to YouTube, social media, and I'm going to be good afterwards. Regardless, I'm going to be good. I swear to God I am. I swear to God I am. My main focus, my main thing is to pretty much tell people that I know you might think you've been studying the right things for the past 5-10 years. Although you might think you know what you're talking about. Although you might think you got the remedy. And depending on what you're talking about, that may be true. Depending on what you're talking about, that may be true. But the reality is, when it comes to the key financing that controls the necessities of our lives, mortgage, auto, credit card, student loans, there's no 5 or 6 different ways to do this. I used to think there was. There's no 5 or 6 different ways to do this. On my Dr. Umar shit today. There's no 5 or 6 different ways to do this. Want to know why? Because if you actually study the rules that governs their own agreements before you even come in the picture, and if you actually did the deep dive research, thousands of indentured agreements, thousands across multiple different finance companies, even finance companies in which I have no relations with. Let's take it past finance companies, the post office, the music and entertainment, the movie field. See, if they actually did their research, they will already know this. They will already know this. Everything is securitized. Everything. Even those little online lending clubs, you know, the little spam emails they send you, Lending Club, Lending Tree, them too. Insurance companies, them too. Hell, the United States Post Office, them too. Hell, government entities, GSEs, them too. And why is it that every single one of those different entities who securitize their contracts or receivables, why is it that all of them follow the same so-called rules? They all use the same script. They all file the same forms. They file all the regulatory form. Now, they may be deceptive as hell on those contracts, but why is it that if this was so many different ways to skin the cat, why are all of them following the same method? If it was 20 different ways to skin the cat, why is all of them following the same way? Why? If you can go securitization this, oh yeah, do this. Oh yeah, oh it's discharge after, yeah. Why are all those different companies that are not related, why they all following the same set and subset of rules and standards? Why are they doing that if there's multiple ways to do it? There is no other way. On this topic than your top gurus combined. Because I guarantee you, the average person is not sitting down reading 400, 500, 600-page indenture agreements. I swear to God, they not. See, I had all the time in the world to do that. I had all the time in the world to do it. I had all the time in the world to do it. In the hours and hours and hours and hours, days, months, weeks, years. That's why you can see the separation. And I guarantee you, 100%, a lot of things about these financing, you're not going to know publicly. That's just another harsh reality of the situation. You're not going to know it publicly. There's some things that's just not disclosed publicly. But you would know what the allegations are if you read relevant court case instead of getting your head out of your ASS and stop thinking this is the 1933 system. I mean, they still think modern money mechanics applies today. I mean, that's how outdated these people, that's how far away from the reality that they are. And they will tell themselves this is the way to go. No, they will make themselves believe it. Why? Because you got a fraudulent check and then the IRS asks for it back. You got a 1099-B check and the IRS end up asking for it back. Y'all be careful. Well, I haven't seen them post in a while, but be careful, man. Because I was going to make a video on it, but it's just a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Someone posted in the chat, posted the whole chat, did the search. The whole time the check was recalled. Check was recalled. One of your main gurus out here on SM, social media, who people praise is doing God's work, showing you checks that got recalled. These pie in the sky pipe dreams. People cannot stand under the scrutiny of the top attorneys in the world, the top professionals. This is why they sell their stuff to the lowest hanging fruit. The lowest hanging fruit is who they market this stuff to. The lowest hanging fruit. You know what the lowest hanging fruit is? The lowest hanging fruit is they're just totally oblivious. The people that's listening to that garbage can't tell shit from apple butter. They have no clue what's going on. So anything that hits from an international standpoint, they that quick, fast, in a hurry. It's always you don't have to pay a bill. It's always you don't have to file taxes. It's always you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. It's always put some endorsement stamp on the back of your contracts and send it to the Bureau of Fiscal Service. Remember that? Put the endorsement stamp. Put the endorsement stamp on it. Stamp your bill. Stamp your auto contract with the endorsement stamp. And they took the verbiage, but can't even recall the actual regulation where the verbiage came from. And this is the thing. The verbiage clearly says on that 31 USC 328.5 or 325.8 They were only talking about the securities that were issued by the Treasury Department via the Bureau of Fiscal Service. You know what that means? You stamp the back of your actual savings bond, your Treasury bond, your T-bill, like something that you actually purchase from your checking account via a Treasury Direct account you set up. But no, they want to tell you to commit securities fraud by putting that stuff on the back of the bills that you just don't want to pay. And it's supposed to be set off through some TDA. And for some way, somehow, in another country, in another planet, somehow, I don't know, I just heard it. I heard everybody else say it, so I just believe it's true. Hey, as long as everybody else saying the same thing, I don't have to do the research, because deep down inside, I am mentally lazy. But some way, it's connected to your social security number, and the numbers on your birth certificate, and everything is just trust law. Moving equity. Trust. All these trust law people, if all this was so goddamn true and it was just that simple, why is the poverty rate still what it is? I mean, people that are well off are not paying attention to that crap garbage. So the low-hanging fruit, why isn't the wealth gap closing? You got billions in your account. It should be reflected in the GDP. It should be rejected in the numbers. It should be rejected in the property being purchased by these people. It should be reflected in business being started. Should be an uptick. It should be reflected in society that stuff they're saying is true. In everyday lives, it should be reflected. You don't see it. People still struggling. And it ain't like it's only 10,000 of people in these spaces. This space has done grown to hundreds of thousands. I can go on TT right now, scroll up, Trust and Equity, scroll up, March 9, 1933, scroll up, International Bill of Exchange, scroll up, HJR, scroll up. I'm going to show you how to pay your bills, y'all. Scroll up. Forget the courts, scroll up. They don't have jurisdiction, scroll. Oh, it's just the same. Nothing groundbreaking. Nothing groundbreaking. Nothing is groundbreaking ever on these apps. I swear to God, nothing is groundbreaking. Everything that I've seen, I know they tried 40 years ago. Want to know why? Because I researched the court cases. And you know one thing about those court cases? You know what's the difference between them today and the court cases? See, the court cases, those people back then, they actually called themselves sovereign citizens. They actually said, yo, I'm a sovereign citizen. They didn't hide it. And guess what? It was always the same documents that they're doing today. But they think this, listen, I literally think that some of them, something is upstairs. Something ain't clicking up there. Because they think that all you got to do is just renounce the name. Change the words around. Don't use the OID anymore. Use the 1099B. Change this out. Take this. Restyle it. And they tell themselves this. This is the scary part. They tell themselves this. They really tell themselves that this is just going to work. This is going to work. This is going to work for me. Well, Timmy John down the street, well, I seen the case dismissed. What's the context of the case? It just showed me a dismissal. So you don't know for sure that the dismissal came from the stuff that they're teaching. Do you? Black and white facts? No. Yeah, because no. Do you actually know the context of the case and why I got dismissed? No. Okay. So if you don't know the context on why I got dismissed, then you can't, with good authority say that it got dismissed based on the reason why he said it got dismissed. See, it doesn't take much to ask those questions. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. You can't even ask questions in their lives. Go ahead and ask them a question that only the professionals know. You're gonna be banned. I was in someone's live, and they said that they was teaching about securitization. I said, oh, this is a good topic. I cover this topic. So let me just ask a question. Trolling wasn't even on my mind. I'm just asking a question to see where he's at and to see if this person is something that maybe I can talk offline with. Maybe something can cook up. You never know. Something. And I asked a simple question. I said, hey, if you said, because I always repeat their words back to them, so make sure I don't got it twisted. So I said, you said that since the contract was securitized, then that means the debt's discharged. So when I look at the definition of discharge means discharge of the obligation. It doesn't mean the obligation goes away. It's just like bankruptcy. Yeah, you owed all this debt, but you got a discharge, meaning, yeah, you owe the obligation, but you don't got to pay. So I asked the question because I know the word that he was actually trying to say. He's not really trying to say discharge. He just doesn't know the other word to put there. But I get what he was trying to say. So I said, I'm going to ask the question based on what I believe he's trying to say. So I said, hey, since you said the contract was securitized, that the debt was discharged, okay, cool. Can you please tell me from an accounting standpoint on how that discharge will look on the books? If you know it, you know. There's no guessing. Want to know why? Because every time someone's release out their obligation, it's the same accounting mechanism. It's the same one. You're calling yourself a teacher. So as teacher to teacher, I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to being a teacher. I'm going to hold you to the level in which these securitizations operate. I'm not going to do the simplified version. I'm not going to drop all the way down for you to make it social media friendly. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold you to the top professional standards. None of them passed the test. They all failed miserably. And I don't even need to tell you what happened after I asked the question. I don't even need to tell you what happened after I asked the question. I don't need to tell you what happened because you already know when I asked the question. And guess what? This was his reasoning. We got someone in here trying to troll. Isn't accounting a part of securitization? Hold on now. How am I trolling? Accounting is a major part of securitization. The reality is, no one in those lives is supposed to know more than them. That's all it is. Want to know why? Because it's just a hustle. It's just a hustle. It's just a hustle. It's just a hustle. That's why. That's why. What you want to hear, get you to pay. And I guarantee you, any documents that they give you after you pay ain't gonna be nothing from their deep dive individual research to fit your case. It'll be general template they probably done sold 10, 20 times over. And I swear to God, I don't need to tell you what you want to hear. I can afford not to. Like, I'm not starving for y'all people money. Just brought me a Benz yesterday. Another one. I got 3 of them. My wife is in the she's in the black one. The white one is in the driveway. My brother got the S500. He needed some wheels. Just came home from the feds. Let him hold that. He got about another week though, I'll tell you that much. Let me tell y'all what the fuck I want to hear. Because I talk to the professionals. Ex-SEC, major in accounting people. And you can quote my source. Everything I tell you, I don't tell you just to tell you, just for the sake of just telling you. Like, you ain't got time to be doing all that. You can actually go back and quote my source, because the sources that I quote ain't got nothing to do about the events around 1933. It ain't got nothing to do about the stock market crash. It ain't got nothing to do about a birth certificate. It ain't got nothing to do about Social Security. The stuff I quote is the stuff all the professionals are saying the same thing, whether in the United States or you're in Europe. As a matter of fact, I dropped some screenshots of documents of the same transactions we go over in my Supreme Elite Team group of that it's applicable in Europe. Meaning I can scalp their ass in Europe. All I got to do is just learn the rules of procedure and the laws in Europe. That's it. The EU. That's it. And it's about why global transactions were over 132 countries participating. And you mean to tell me that securitization is nothing but a simplified versions that you hear and see on here? That's peddled on here. So much YouTube, but on here, it's a cesspool over here. YouTube, it's a cesspool over here. Hey, it's a cesspool. Everybody fighting over scraps. Fighting over scraps. Fighting over scraps and ain't got a goddamn clue what they talking about. Want to know why? Because there was a person, I ain't even gonna say his name. I caught him like 3 weeks ago on the live. I've been waiting to run into him. And he said, hey, use Forms 1099B. And this is the man that shows, well, I'll just say this. He shows when the tax returns are received. But you never really see the approved refund issue. Nah, you never see that part. And when you do, the refund approved, it just be the 3 bars, nothing else. But when you show the return received, you make sure you show the amount. But those 1-2 times when it says refund issue, you make sure the amounts are blocked out. So I asked, okay, so what's the regulations that's govern that Form 1099B that you use? We was live on the panel. Actually, we was on the Get It Done channel. We was on Get It Done. I just asked, yo, what's the regulations that govern the forms that you use? You're an expert in it, right? That man made up all types of excuses because it didn't know. And then someone that's in this group, they didn't even know, but they were in his classes. They didn't even know. They had to Google it while we was live. So you're teaching people about Forms 1099B and none of them knows the regulations that govern them? But as soon as I bring it out, now people want to start reading the regulations. I swear to God, when I say I'm your teacher's teacher, I'm your teacher's teacher. I don't say that shit for no reason. They act like they don't care about what I'm saying, disregard it, but they running it back and regurgitating what I say. They run back and regurgitate everything I say. But when they're in front of my face, they act like they don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
You're rocking with the best.
I mean, I don't I don't know what else. I don't know what else. But we're gonna be in the building at 7:30. ThomasLegacy603@gmail.com. I got some more links to send out, which is cool. I like my classes close and contained. When I first started, it'd be like 50, 60. I like them small now. I like them like 10, 15. Because when I look at people that's going to school for investment banking, getting their certifications, it don't be like 40 people in those classes. It'd be like 10. So I'd be really like, so when I be looking at those 10 people, I'd be like, oh, they about to make some moves. It don't be like 50 or 60 people. Like if you had someone teaching class, there's like 70 people in the class. You run the risk of, number one, people posing as students, try to 98 of these gurus, when they pop up with new information, it's just because they were just posing as students in someone's video. Like the whole 1099B court case, QSIPs, that your boy Vincent was out there running around. I posted the video where he got it from. He ain't know nothing about it until that girl Victoria. And I sent her video to the SEC attorney. He said, man, they playing with fire. He said they playing with fire. I just said, I ain't sent it to the government. I sent it to the attorney. Yo, let me know what you think about this. I think it's pure bullshit, but let me know what you think. He said they're playing with fire. They are playing with fire. That's what he said. And you got everybody that's running around filing those Form 1099Bs, those withholdings. And let me ask yourself a question, because any professional in CPA I've talked to about withholding on the 1099B, they say, oh, it's kind of unheard of unless there's backup withholding. And backup withholding only applies to like if you ask someone for the EIN, they ain't give it to you. Now you got to withhold a percentage of the payment, send it to the IRS. See, that's the professionals. And that's actually in the IRS instructions and the regulations. But remember when I said the low-hanging fruit? They're going to look at that withholding as a way to get them over the financial hump. You see, low-hanging fruit. Because any professional, any financial advisor would never tell those people to put that on the 1099B withholding because it's based on sales. The sale took place. You got the proceeds. They're just reporting it to the IRS. But no. The social media gurus are telling them what they want to hear. So they'll tell them to put these fraudulent withholdings and actually create 1099Bs in Bank of America's name and send that to the IRS. Once the IRS catch it and reverse it, now you got hit with a bill. Because one thing I pointed out, they thought they was slick with that Bank of America 1099B. The whole problem, Bank of America never sends forms 1099B in their own name. It comes from Merrill Lynch. See, they had y'all. They didn't have me. I knew it was a scam when somebody sent it to me. I said, oh, this is a scam. Bank of America don't even send 1099Bs like that. Bank of America is going to come with the Merrill Lynch sign in the red, and it's going to have to break down everything. You want to know why? Because I used to bank with it. I used to bank with it. I used to bank with Merrill Lynch. Well, not Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, and I got some securities, through Merrill Lynch. So when the tax returns came, the 1099s for that year, they look totally different from what you're seeing on social media. They look totally different. They look totally different. Just think about it. You actually got to sit back and think of a way to try to scheme your way to money that you know in your everyday life you're not even doing anything to work towards it anyway. No, think about it. You're going to create a 1099-B in the name of Bank of America. Send it to the IRS. It goes through the IRS system. They look at the system. They see what you filed, and they look at like, okay, this must match. It's not until they try to go pull that money from Bank of America, because Bank of America, the IRS, this is how they don't think, man. They don't think, y'all. They don't think. This is just, they don't know how, like, these people, I'm starting to say, I don't want to say the word, but I'm starting to really think these people are just slow. The IRS doesn't just cut you a check and that's it. The IRS is giving you the refund of the benefit of the doubt because you said Bank of America withheld that money. So they're going to get you out the way early. They're going to be like, all right, here. And then they're going to go to Bank of America like, all right, here. Bank of America's like, here what? What? Nah, you withheld. Withheld what? No, the fuck we didn't. Then the IRS reverses it and be like, yo, hand that shit back over. You think you slick. You know what's crazy about that? Because I said, you notice how the checks are only from 2021, 2022, 2023? The checks 2021, 2022, 2023, right? You rarely see them for 2025 now. You rarely see them. All you see now is a bunch of 570s. You ever notice why they stopped posting transcripts? You know, since I hit TikTok, you know, the transcripts posting's been limited. Because they was posting all the transcripts for 570s. Didn't even know what the hell that meant. Didn't even know what that meant. I said, oh yeah, these people are. So their only thing is, the people that's consuming that, y'all need to be dumber than them. See, those gurus, they wouldn't stand a chance with the people I talk to every day. They wouldn't stand a chance. They wouldn't stand a chance. So they need, goes back to my original point, the low-hanging fruit. The people that don't know no better, don't know nothing about it. You can make it sound as good as you want when you're dealing with people that has no clue, but when you're dealing with people that actually knows the game and knows and can understand and can pick up and can point out inconsistencies on the fly, those are the people that gets banned from their lives. Because you're a threat to their. Like, I swear to God, I don't have to tell you what you want to hear. That's why I don't tell you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what can be confirmed, whether how you want me to confirm it. Let's run it down. Court system, and I'm not talking about vague 1954, 1857 court cases. I'm talking about let's run down the years. What year you want it in? 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, anything after 1986, 85, what you want? All current, regular, the last 20, 30 years, or you want to keep it within the last 5 years? I got that for you too. IRS, can confirm it with the IRS. From a accounting standpoint, security standpoint, equity standpoint, on how the courts recognize it. Their version of equity, what they say what equity is. You know, federal common law. No, federal common law is not a court. It's been reduced to a doctrine. Because that case I told them about, I don't even want to say the case right now. It was on my last line. I don't even want to say the case right now because they're going to be running around, start talking about that case. They don't even know the case, but it merged federal common law and equity into one. So there's no federal common law court anymore. It's just a doctrine that's invoked to grant you equitable relief in certain civil cases. Why do you think when the lawyers come in and snatch your goddamn house from you, they're saying and other equitable relief deemed just and proper by this court? That's a doctrine. See, the problem with most people they think that a constructive trust is something that you control and you can just manufacture and you can just do and something you can just invoke. A constructive trust is nothing that you have no control over. The judge has the control over it. The judge forms the constructive trust. See, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I feel like, bro, like even having to explain this stuff. And it's not explaining it to the students, it's the gurus. I'm like, bro, you're a guru and you don't know the shit like you don't know this shit? You didn't even know the regulation for 1099B? You didn't know that? Then why are you talking about it? They think so low of y'all. They think so low of you. They think so low of you. And you know what, people, they get so mad because deep down inside they know I'm right. They know I'm right. And it's like, I'm mad at you because you're really right. Where the fruits of the labors at? All this trust, equity, do all this. Where is the poverty wealth gap? It should be shrinking. There's hundreds of thousands of people in these spaces. Why isn't the wealth gap shrunk? Hmm? 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 Hundreds of thousands of people don't need to just be surviving now. They should be thriving based off the stuff you see on social media. Because the shit ain't happening. The shit ain't happening. Because in all actuality, you're never going to get the millions of dollars that you think. You're never going to. Hell, your contract ain't even worth that. That's the problem. Y'all don't understand. Y'all keep talking about the contract. The contract ain't even worth that. So you can't even get that from the IRS because the contract ain't even worth that. You think the IRS is going to allow these people to get away with it? You think they really don't know? You think they don't know what's going on? You think the SEC don't know what's going on in financing? You think they don't know? You think the IRS can be like, motherfuckers, you know damn well you charging that person $85,000 they got to pay back on that vehicle, or $900,000 you got to pay back on that goddamn mortgage. You know damn well that's not how much it costs for you to transfer. That's how much you got paid to transfer that instrument to the investors. Motherfucker, that number is the real amount. They don't even know. Like, yeah, they have no fucking clue. They have no fucking clue. And I'm so glad that a lot of them don't have a clue. I swear to God. I swear to God, this shit be like sliced bread. Only 1% know this. Oh, the secret's safe. And yes, the Supreme Elite Team gatekeeps. Yes, we gatekeep. Yes. I'm a keeper of knowledge. You're damn right. But I do hold like webinars and classes, you know. I ain't gonna hold it all back. But you think I'm gonna be out here just willy-nilly for free? Really going on What? What? You know, power to the people, praise. Because I'm not the Messiah. I would never be the Messiah. Want to know why? He got nailed to a cross and got betrayed 3 times and got lied on, spit on, whipped, beat. For what? Not me. Me and mines. Because guess what? When I was sitting, going through the vigorous learning curves, trying to figure this out, the people that try to shame me for not giving them shit for free, where was you at then? Where was you at when I first got started? Where was you at? I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. Nope. Won't work on me. Because one thing about it, I already know it. I already figured it out. Professional already said, yeah, you got it. Because I took the time out to do this. 12 years. 12. I'm pushing up on almost 2 decades. I'm on TikTok. Yeah. We up out of here, man. Got to get ready for the webinar, man. Day 1, comprehensive breakdown. You're going to know why. Actually, not know why. I keep saying you're going to know. You're going to see what actually consists of your finance charge. You're going to see the bullshit that they are building into that purchase price of the contract. You're going to see, you know, when they say when the debt was secured, your contract was securitized, it was discharged, they're using the wrong term. The webinar started at 7:30. You're actually going to see for yourself why the contract is actually set off. Timestamp it, Darren, and let me know when you start hearing the gurus talk about it's set off instead of saying discharge. Timestamp it. And you're going to actually see why, from an accounting standpoint, from the IRS revenue rulings and their other documents, from a security standpoint, and then we're going to close it off from a court case standpoint. So we got 4 different entities all saying the same thing, why it's set off. So you're going to learn that tonight. So you're going to learn what your finance charge actually consists of. You're going to learn that it's not even, never was a loan to you. See, no. I keep saying learn. You're going to see it for yourself. You're going to see it. I ain't got to say nothing. You're going to see it. You're going to know that, you know, you get your closing documents. Let's say on a mortgage, get a loan for $300,000. They spank you with like $500,000 interest. Now you got to pay $800,000 back. You're going to see from the side of the coin that they don't know exists that you don't even owe that much. You owe like that much. No. I'm not telling you it and just let it sink in the air. No, you're actually going to see it. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. Because every live I see, people just talking. And then they got ChatGPT backing them up. No. Let's move past ChatGPT. ChatGPT could be inaccurate sometimes. Let's get to the court cases. Let's get to the IRS. Let's get to the accounting. Let's get to the securities law. Let's get to the professional documents. Can you prove what you're saying is correct from multiple different topics across multiple different sectors and still come to the same conclusion? Or You just got to hear someone telling you can do this, telling you could do this. Probably look up a regulation here and there that is totally misinterpreted. Oh, misinterpretations is it's the new plague. Just like YouTube. When I came, no. Darren, put in the chat. You over there on TikTok. I eradicated YouTube. I ran a lot of them over here. No, I literally single-handedly eradicated YouTube. That's why a lot of them ran over here in Instagram. You know how many people got me blocked? Not people, gurus. Do you know how many gurus got me blocked and I didn't even click on their live once? They start scrolling, saw me, block. I swear to God. Because they know I know what's up with them. They know I know what's up with them. And I answer the tough questions. Try to come for me, stood in the paint. I didn't run it hot, stood in the paint. Stood right in the paint. Because my receipts in real life are well documented. Outside of this, in real life, they said, there they go again. In real life, it's well documented. Life is good, man. Life is good. Baby, life good? You good? You good? How you like the new Benz? I know you ain't driving today. I know you drove the black one today. I know that. I'm just saying. If you could just look at from yesterday, answer the question. All right. Yeah, there's some features that I wish they would have left alone on the new one, but they're both still like that, though. They both still like that. They like that. I give them, you know, I'm nitpicky, but they both still efficient. Yep, that's about right. She's coming to sweep and you know, they have the best timing. They got the best timing, y'all. Man, can you let me just be? Can you let me be? You know, man, thank you. Oh, you want to come on camera? You want to say hi to the people? Oh, I keep forgetting I can't. You can't vape on TikTok, man. That's another reason I hate going live on there because you can't, like, and they're like Fort Knox. Let me see if I can put my hand to the camera. $7:30. This lawsuit against Credit Acceptance Corporation isn't just about one contract. It's about exposing a nationwide scheme that's been hiding in plain sight. Credit Acceptance structured my agreement to look like a simple car loan, but behind the scenes, they securitized it, retained control, and charged a 23.99% interest rate, well above Virginia's legal limit. That's not just deceptive, it's unlawful. And they're doing that in every state they operate in. If Virginia steps in this case, could trigger a wave of enforcement against lenders who use dealer advance programs to disguise true lending relationships. And if the federal government follows through, the IRS, CFPB, or SEC, then consumer lenders across the country will be forced to rethink how they structure, report, and enforce their contracts. This lawsuit demands restitution, recharacterization, and accountability. But more than that, it could set precedents, forcing leaders to respect substance over form and putting consumers back in control of their financial rights. The system's been rigged long enough. Now it is actually time to expose it accurately. And the claims that I'm raising in my lawsuit are the same claims that Credit Acceptance has settled numerous of times with investors, other consumers, or state attorney generals who actually stepped up and held them accountable. This lawsuit is the first lawsuit in the history of the Fourth Circuit and all other federal circuits where claims of this magnitude has been brought against Credit Acceptance Corporation or any other finance corporation from a consumer capacity. You normally see these lawsuits filed by attorney generals of states or the lawyers for the investors. Never have you seen these claims filed from a consumer standpoint. I've seen a lot of consumer complaints and lawsuits filed against Credit Acceptance and other finance companies, but they all have missed the mark because they are approaching it and attacking it from a consumer-like standpoint and doesn't have the mindset of a creditor or a lender to attack them on the level in which they operate. This lawsuit could actually spark a reform in consumer finance. It goes to trial. I am one man taking on the complex system.
You're rocking with the best.
It further goes to says that this is what took place, man. I signed the contract.
I don't know what happened.
The dealership transferred that contract to Credit Acceptance. Credit Acceptance now had the proper collateral so they can issue trust notes to the investors.
Her what happened.
The investors put the money up for my deal, for the purchase price in exchange for the contract in which where I will be making my monthly payments. Cool. Facts. No issue with that. Facts. The thing is, and your legal department admitted that Credit Acceptance never gave me any type of funding in order to even support a contract, which is not a big deal.
Facts.
Rather, they got my promise to pay the security and they was able to raise the funds for the purchase. So is it that
contract
Credit, and this is their own words, I'm reading from the in this file with the SEC. So is it more that Credit Acceptance really just acted as a broker between me, the one that needed financing, and the ones who's willing to invest in my contract? So you all just kind of mainly were just the middleman to broker the deal instead of really being a lender in the traditional sense, like Credit Acceptance went into their own back pocket and put up the money. You kind of more brokered the transaction. Is that more of an accurate statement?
Well, I'll be damned. Yes. He said yes. Broke that whole transaction down over the phone. Broke the whole transaction down over the phone with her. Over the phone, broke the whole thing down. Look at it. We had already.
Sure, it's not a fancy
already.
I'd like to do what I love, but what if I'm not good enough?
You had to settle already.
Split personality.
Same claims I make.
Sometimes sour, sometimes sweet. And M. Night Shyamalan story called Everything's Peachy. Can we just skip straight to the plot twist,
right
please?
That's a scalpel right there. I scalped them alive in that lawsuit. Understanding is 98% of the remedy. Understanding is 98% of the remedy.
Life's all about balance.
98% of the 98% of the remedy is understanding.
The remedy, the remedy is not the process that you're doing. It's the understanding. It's the understanding of the system, not the processes. So that's the biggest misconception. That's the biggest misconception that people have, that the remedy is through the process. The remedy is through a process. The remedy is understanding. I never teach a process. I teach understanding, because when you have understanding, the remedy makes itself evident. It's evident. You don't have to even search for it. It just falls in your lap when you understand. Because when you understand how they operate, then you understand how they were supposed to account for these things. Then you understand what they did not do. By default, you're going to understand your position now. You could point out the violations. You could point out everything out, because you have to know the rules that they're governed by, the rules that govern them, how they operate, what they did not do, and what they were supposed to do. The opposite of all those is your remedy. Come on, man. I'm different from the rest of them. I ain't gonna teach you no pie in the sky. Pie in the sky. Oh, you're gonna get 500 billion back. Let's just go, 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 go. They have no clue. They have no clue. Hey, Darren, I got seen that link too, bro. Got that. I got seen that link. They have no clue. 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 And it's sad, but it's not sad. Securities broker. This is the professional that's already in our group. This is the securities broker. If you have not signed up for this groundbreaking webinar, you still have an opportunity to sign up. Watch for updates and check the community tab on YouTube, and check the posts and stories on TikTok at Thomas.Legacy5. If you have not signed up for this groundbreaking webinar, you still have an opportunity to sign up. Watch for updates and check the community tab on YouTube, and check the posts and stories on TikTok at Thomas.Legacy5.
They want to join so bad.
For registration requirements.
Yeah, they want to join so bad.
Tune
They
in now for the sneak peek of the Supreme Elite team.
This
Troy,
is professional.
before I continue,
they want to join so bad. It's pride and ego.
Part of the letter that you sent and all that, does that have to do even a morsel of what we go over in class?
Absolutely. It's got all of the core principles that you've taught. I attacked them in their private capacity as a private phone thing. And I followed it through, and I showed them the amount that where my loan package is in, and that it was 180 something million. I showed them that I put some bullet points together, showing them how it was not how when it went through that it violated all the principles according to and that it was after the point that I signed the contract. Okay. And so they violated the contract and not having. I did it all. Yes.
Yep. The main elements that we go over in class night in and night out.
Every night.
Troy, what do you think about this? Let me ask you an opinion about making credit acceptance by that whistleblower complaint back from me.
I absolutely would do it after reading your paperwork and all of that stuff and having discussions with you. Man, you've got them fish over a barrel. That'll be easier than hunting ducks in a barrel.
He said, "I'm duck in a barrel."
And the thing about it is that I want to tell the class and whoever that's listening is that if you pay attention to the things that he teaches in this class and start taking notes, do your homework. Do your homework. You know, he can only lead a horse to water, but he can't make it drink. You have to drink yourself. Okay.
Damn sure do.
And I've missed because of I've come down, I missed 85% of the classes and stuff, but I had the core things and the core principles down, and I read whatever he put out there. I throw it on my iPad and just start scrolling and reading, scrolling and reading. And
Sorry, I ain't lead you on the wrong path yet, have I?
no, not at all. And not only that, but I checked out with my securities attorney buddy, and he went over your brief, and he said,
Read about securities buddy.
He said, I could have done a better job myself.
According to your conversation with your friend, the attorney, what we go over in group is right in line with the legal standards and the professionalism on how it has to look and what you need to know when you attack these people.
The words that he used was, you're going about it standard operating procedures.
Ex-SEC attorney saying that. Crown me the GOAT of the consumers. Crown me the GOAT of the consumers, man. Crown me the GOAT right now, man. When it comes to the consumers,
you're rocking with the best.
When it comes to the consumers, the GOAT. All right, y'all.
You're rocking with the best.
We gotta get the hell up out of here. What's up? What's up, Darren?
You're rocking with the best.
Hey, Dan, I'm gonna send you that link too. I gotta get up out of here. I gotta get up out of here. Oh, it's going down. It's going down tonight. It's going down tomorrow too. Oh my gosh. Yo, when we finish these settlements, I wonder what's going to be the reaction when I give them an update on the settlements. Do you think they'll be happy for us? Yeah, not for it. Do you think they'll be happy for us? Oh, Dan, I see you, bro. Appreciate you. Nah, they're always going to leave when you're telling the truth because they think like you're talking directly to them, but you're really not. They just fit the narrative. Oh, no, bro. 98% of people on TikTok will never get a remedy. Oh, you ain't got to worry about that. Only the 2% is ever going to get it. The sad part is the 98% don't even realize it yet. So they're going to be spending years and years and years spinning their wheels. They don't even understand. They already dead on arrival. They don't even see it yet. And a lot of them have already tried so much different stuff that they're not taking no more action. So social media is now just a place for them to like spit their views. Bro, if you're talking about get it done has no results. Do you think, hold on. I ain't even, oh my gosh. You think? Oh, she just pulled off. Oh, she just pulled off. Damn, I swear to God, she just pulled off. She just pulled off. Bro, do you think these people, do you think I actually care? See, they trying to hustle. I don't need to hustle. She just actually pulled off in another one. We ride clean. We ride clean every time we step out. Me and wife, we gonna ride clean. She got the white edition. We all know whose it really is. You know, it's really, but I gave it to her. You all know who's really it is. Come on, man. You think I really give a damn about what this dude got to say? This dude, not one time had this dude popped up with any results. Not one time had this dude popped up with any results. Not one time. This dude ain't pop up with no results. Not one time. He ain't pop up with no, hey, yo, I'm literally on the laptop with the phone. He ain't pop up with no results, not one time. He ain't pop up with no nothing, bro. Nothing, bro. Nothing. Bro, when I was on his live that time, bro, I was spitting shit that he ain't never even see before. He ain't never even heard before. Like, that's the problem. I don't just speak out the side of my neck, bro. I got real professionals on my team, and they're mad at that because I actually deal with people that deal with the same topics I talk about. These people been doing this shit for 30 years. Man, that attorney done secured billions of dollars in fines against these finance companies. So some stuff that I know, you're just not going to know unless you know the people on the inside. That's just the reality of the world. Sometimes it is an inside game. Just like anything else in life, when you progress, a lot of the times it comes by who you know. You could do all the studying you want. If you don't know people that know the inside, that know the intricate, secret, internal stuff, that shit is not made public. It's internal. It's not made public for a reason. I just happened through Troy, the securities broker. He watched my channel, and I attracted him through my channel. The question is, if all these gurus on social media got the sauce, why aren't they attracting professionals? Professionals in those fields where they could come back and be like, yeah, what he's saying is absolutely right. None of them got professionals behind them. So it's all a theory. It's a belief system. That's all it is. They ain't got no professional. They could be like, yo, you're right. None of them. They don't give a damn about what someone on TikTok and social media got to say. If you're not a top professional, I don't even want to talk to you. That's all who I consult with. That's all who I talk with. Professionals, bro. I don't talk to normal other people, so-called gurus, because they don't know shit. They think they know it because their audience is the low-hanging fruit. Anybody that joins my Supreme Elite Team group, everybody that join it, they'll come back on TikTok and they be knowing more than the gurus. I'm sorry. 98% of this shit, most people don't even know exists. Prime example. And everybody, you can internalize it and answer the question within yourself. You ain't even got to say anything to me. Just internalize it. How's your loan evidence on the balance sheet? And what balance sheet did they have to use? And what line and what item is your loan accounted for on the balance sheet? Just off the top of your head. Just off the top of your head. How is your loan accounted for on the balance sheet? And what line, what schedule is used? And what line is it inputted on? See, this is the shit the professionals know. This is the professionals know this. My point exactly, bro. Damn, they're not on my fucking level. They're not on my fucking level, bro. So why the fuck would I care about what they got to say? They're not on my level. And I do this shit in real life outside of here, and I get to that bag in real life. Damn. Hold on. That motherfucker sound pretty. That old Mustang. The fuck? Think I give a shit? Yo, we on the whole. We on the purpose. Ah, look, y'all. Do this shit in real life. Do this, and everybody in my community know what I do. Everybody in my community know what I do. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, my neighbor had a whole party. It was a lot of people from the community here. I'm sitting there schooling all of them. They're like, yo, I need you to get my mortgage. Yo, what you now? I say, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all live in my neighborhood. I got y'all. Hold on. I got people I got to get knocked. I don't want to put too much on my plate. Not these social media gurus. They taking every dollar because it makes them want to holler. Do this shit in real fucking life, man. Stop playing, man. ThomasLegacy603@gmail.com. We start at 7:30, man. According to your conversation with your friend, the attorney,
What we go over in group is right in line with the legal standards and the professionalism on how it has to look and what you need to know when you attack these people.
The words that he used was, "You're going about it standard operating procedures."